Hello, Teacher Preston here with another video. So let's get into it. So today I thought we'd do something fun. We'll go over Dr. Seuss. It's a bit sort of light, so the meaning sort of inferred, but I'm gonna go through it anyway. So let's get into it. So let me just make this bigger. So let's go down. I won't read everything. I'll just read a couple of pages and we can get a sort of gist of it. So the cat in the hat, the cat in the hat by Dr. Seuss. The sun did not shine, it was too wet to play. We sat in the house all cold, cold, wet day. So that's something interesting you see here. Writing doesn't necessarily have to make sense, but it conveys the meaning, and he's using a really interesting way. So sun did not shine, too wet to play. We sat in the house all that cold, cold, wet day. So cold, cold, wet, you can sort of almost feel it. I sat there with Sally, we sat there, we two, and I said how I wish we had something to do. Too wet to get out, too cold to play ball. So we sat in the house, we did nothing at all. So all we could do was to sit, 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 and we did not like it, not one little bit. So sit, bit, he's got a rhyme going, so very catchy. I sat there with Sally, we sat there, we two. So we two, also sort of catchy way of writing it. How I wish we had something to do. So two rhymes with do. So it's sort of almost poetical in a way. Too wet to go out, too cold to play ball. We sat in the house and did nothing at all. So he's got that rhyme. So I guess the rhyming makes it, obviously we can see the stories about children who get stuck in a house, but with the rhyming sentences, it makes it fun and interesting. And that was what Dr. Seuss wanted to do, is he wanted to get people more interested in reading. So let's carry on a bit. Bump! And then something went bump, and how the bump made us jump. So bump, jump, very, very interesting. So you've got that sort of rhyming going there. Sounds as well. So obviously this is for young readers, but really, really, you can picture it in your mind. We looked, there we saw him step in on the mat. We looked and we saw him, the cat in the hat. And he said to us, why do you sit there like that? I know it is wet and the sun is not sunny, but we can have lots of good fun that is funny. Okay, so sort of he's shaking them up saying, don't be bored. Come on, why are you sitting there like that? Let's get about, let's do something. Even though it's not sunny outside and it's wet, let's do something. So I think we'll just do that for today. So I'm gonna go back. So basically, even though it's for younger readers, I think that even as adults, we should read sort of children's literature from time to time, because it gives us sort of creativity. When you see that the way that it's written. I think that's the one thing I took away from it. The other thing is that writing, above all else, like speaking, is expression. That's the most important thing, because we use it to express ourselves. And it doesn't always have to be sort of grammatically correct. A lot of times writers will write things in a certain way because that's the way people speak, but some people don't speak grammatically correctly. And also that to have fun, that's what Dr. Seuss does a lot in his writing. He has fun with it. So encouraging us to have fun with reading. It doesn't need to be a chore. It needs to be, what's a good word? I'm just thinking. I always do this when I think. It needs to be exciting, spontaneous. It needs to be creative. It needs to be all those things. So find what you like to read. Don't just think of it as a chore. It's something, like I always say, it's something you should do every day. It's like breathing, because and eating, and that's where we get our inspiration. So, another lecture. Thank you for joining me for this lesson, and see you in my next video. Bye bye.